Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Libra, November 14, 2022. You could deal with frustrating vagueness in the people around you or uncertain instructions with your work or studies. Insecurities about work, chores, routines, or relationships can come to the fore today. It can be challenging to feel in sync, both on the inside, as your own desires seem to conflict with one another, and externally with others. This makes it hard to make satisfying decisions or plans without some feeling that you may be missing out elsewhere. Others' responses could be clearer. You might unwittingly stir up trouble, thinking you can change something or someone. Later today, you understand that sustained effort has its payoffs. Healing techniques for both mind and body can be discovered or successfully employed. You find it easier to relax when your relationships are cooperative. Restrictions, hardship, and challenges are arriving today like icy sleet. The mighty sun, our great luminary, will catch the icy gaze of a sassy Saturn across the sky in your solar 9th house. This reveals that if you've been making plans with your lover for travel or are already on the road, bad news may pop up, especially around employment demands or health. You'll feel under the weather and cranky. If you have been dating someone from afar, especially internationally, this could be the breakup you've been dreading that may lurk ahead. Do you feel like it is time to move forward with a new adventure? As a curious air sign, you tend to thrive when you have a few opportunities in motion or responsibilities to multitask. However, you might find that it is better to dedicate yourself to a specific adventure that will progress your professional journey when the Sun in Scorpio squares Saturn in Aquarius. Although it is unlike you to narrow your focus, you may find that the right opportunity is notably invigorating. Find something that you can take pride in pursuing and developing. It was earlier in the week that an eclipsing full moon was able to energize money matters, but it is at the other end of the week that the pendulum swings to the income side of the financial fence. It is not just the moon's return to your income sector today that is significant, but the timing, returning to sharpen your nose for money and act as a trigger just as the stars have aligned on the job and career fronts. Your high energy is complemented by today's planetary alignment, which is a quick and lively placement for this emotional planet. Therefore, expect to enjoy your close personal relationships. Conversational flair and lively interest in arts and culture will make you exciting to be around. Don't let lethargy or a bad diet deprive you of this dazzling moment. It's time to keep your energy up with exercise and light foods. It can be quite important for you to rethink any decisions you make today, as there can be a greater tendency toward impracticality with this vibration. As reaching a decision is not usually an easy thing for you, consider checking with someone you trust before making it final. It never hurts to get another person's opinion, and you're always free to make the choices you think are best. Be sure that you have considered all of the options and potential consequences of anything you make your mind up about. It is in the final hours of the moon's first visit to Gemini since Mars' retrograde turn that they will align, bringing you close up to not only the warrior planet of the cosmos but the doors he has opened to the past and second chances. Because the moon has been here for 2 days, you are already emotionally and intuitively engaged, something that will make it easier to tap into Mars' passions, drive and competitive spirit, and where this is now focused on the past, on what this has reopened the doors to. As the moon wraps up its monthly visit to Gemini, an alignment with Mars will fuel some emotional and passionate responses while also giving you your first read on his new retrograde phase and the doors open to the past and second chances. This comes just as planetary activity on the romantic front for the year has run its course, but with a new chapter about to begin on the relationship front next week. Our eyes in the sky. Saturn squares the Sun early this morning, and will have a greater sense of responsibility, duty, and structure. Attention will be focused on doing the most practical thing and whatever makes the most sense. Our emotional nature will ease into a more intense vibe. We could withdraw from socializing with loved ones and acquaintances. It can be harder to hold conversations under this influence, and avoiding important talks could lead to arguments. You will make a terrific new friend related to your job in some way. This valuable resource will be more important to you than you realize. This person is a little strange and awkward, but overall, he or she has valuable information that you can benefit from. What makes this a potential game changer and an opportunity for a major breakthrough for both you and your relationships is that this is the first total lunar eclipse in Taurus in 2 decades. What adds to this is the fact that the lunar eclipse peaks just as the moon aligns with Uranus, the planet of surprise, synchronicity, and the unexpected, and as the Sun and Mercury, the planet of communication, are aligned in your relationship sector. This is the right trigger at the right time. Someone you work with will unexpectedly need your help. It is not necessary for you to completely drop everything for this person, but you should indeed try to help him or her. Work together and you will reach great success. Someone will pick you up and take you under his or her wing. This extra support will be of great benefit to you now. Don't resist this assistance. This boost is the exact key that you are looking for. Together you can soar to new heights. Protect your energy if you have to at this time. Be aware of your perspective amid other opinions. During this transit, we could be more likely to sacrifice our own needs and let people push their agendas on us. Focus on yourself to avoid uncomfortable moments with others at this time. Just after midnight, the Sun squares off with Saturn in Aquarius, putting us in a heavy headspace. We feel restricted, unable to act the way we want to. While the Sun is in Scorpio, all our desires and passions come into sharp relief. Yet, Saturn reminds us that we have obligations to others. It is not always about us, and we must work to earn our keep. It can also seem as though we are up against the clock now. Deadlines or time limits provoke extra stress, and instead of rising to the task, we look for vices to distract us. We are not above creating chaos, pulling the fire alarm to get out of taking the exam, so to speak. But our duties aren't going away. If we rise to the occasion, we can exit this period with a feeling of accomplishment. If we avoid our responsibilities, they will only catch up with us at a later date. This is something that at this time of year can energize both sides of the financial fence and act as a trigger. However, both sides are so ripe with potential and support, it was only ever going to take the smallest trigger, and this is the granddaddy of them all. This could have unexpected implications across the income, work, and career fronts, while a real breakthrough is possible on both sides of the financial fence. It is in the second half of the week that things will start to settle. Following this, the Gemini moon squares off with Neptune in Pisces, causing us to misread interactions and deceive ourselves. Our idealistic nature can be taken advantage of by those who sense our confusion and vulnerability. Yet, we are typically the ones who volunteer ourselves for disappointment by putting our trust in the wrong people. Exercise discernment to avoid compromising yourself.